So we start today's session on jQuery mobile. So jQuery mobile, it comes with a promise of do more, code less. So if I just look at jQuery mobile, so it's a framework, and what the framework really gives you, it gives you a whole lot of JavaScript. So we have been learning how to write JavaScript in another class, but here you will write little and you will do more. You can focus on content and you can focus on your app. It comes with a lot of styles, and a lot of your time will go in searching which CSS to use. For example, if I say jQuery headers, and you might use this today. jQuery mobile. So jQuery and jQuery mobile are different, but I will show you a bit of jQuery as well. jQuery mobile is a set of libraries built on jQuery, which is a set of functions built on JavaScript. So if you look at header bars demo, so these are some examples that it says, okay, if you just say data role equal to header, now within a div tag, and now we know our div tags, if you just go and type data role equal to header, and we have already linked to the proper CSS and JavaScript files, then your data header will look like this, straight away out of the box. You can see this icon here. It comes from this text, data icon delete, data icon check. So all of these icons, they're pre-built for you. Also things like these, UI button right. If you have something like a data icon and for an ahref, so this will become a button, and the moment you put class UI button right, it actually positions it to the right, and that's what is happening here, not that one, sorry, this one here. So the options has got the icon of a gear, and it's got a class. So you can style it by putting your own class on top of it, and you should have a custom.class. But the themes, now by default you'll get these 4 themes with jQuery mobile. You can make your own themes, and for that there's actually a theme roller. And we'll look at this in one session, but by default you get A, B, C, D. So you can say data theme equal to A or data theme equal to B. So you have A, B, C. So you have these default themes, and it shows you A, B, C, and you can add more. Okay. So you can, if I say add, it makes a theme D for me, and I can say, hey, you know what? My page text color should be blue. And do I want a border for it? Okay, so I can set up all of these different things for it. Now these are buttons, and that's why you're not seeing the text change. But suppose I change my header. You can see this one has gone to red now. So you can play with the theme roller. All you do is set up your theme, download your file. It gives you a CSS file. You link to it. After you link to it, wherever you want that theme, you just say data-theme equals to A, B, or C, or D. And if you want to see the usage of it, if I go jQuery mobile theme, data theme. So you can see that's it, data theme A. Once you make your themes A, B, C, D, E, wherever you want to use it, that's it. So the whole approach of jQuery mobile is do more and code less. They don't want you to get overwhelmed with coding. There are many easy solutions. You can manually code HTML, CSS, no problem. But as ITM students, you're not very heavy on coding. You're more on using applications to get and generate multimedia solutions for people and clients, companies. There are many solutions, and I think this is a drag and drop mobile development tool. So we will use a mixture of Dreamweaver and hand coding, but I just want to show you there are many such things. This one is a very nice drag and drop way. You can try this out. It's not free. I think the trial is free. This doesn't do mobile development, but it does do websites. It's a drag and drop tool like Weebly, and that's some jQuery happening there. But this is a drag and drop tool, and Codica is similar to that to build your mobile apps. So with that introduction, let's just see. Let's go and dig in. Let's get our hands dirty. So I've got Dreamweaver started. The first thing you should do for any website is you must define your site. And I'm just going to go and define my site. Site, new site. I'll give it a name. jQuery mobile class. I'll make a folder. Under interactive 2, I'll make a folder, new folder, jQ mobile class. So I made a folder, choose, save that, and we'll start. So that's my, this comes from window files. So my look of interface, the interface looks different is because it's a bit different on the Mac, and also perhaps because you have one version above than what I have. I have 5.5 and you probably have 6 on your machines. So I've basically set up a site, and like my JavaScript classes, this session is being recorded, so you can sort of pull it down and view it once you get your headphones after the class. Now see this. So try and pay attention to the process of what I'm doing, and then you can sort of follow it through the videos. If I now go and say file new, you can start here. You can use a blank page. If you create a template, you can use a template, or you can use a sample. What this does is it gives you a sample page, a kind of a mobile starter. So we will use a mobile starter. It gives us a sample page straight away to sort of kickstart our project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose one of these, but let's understand what this is. Now jQuery mobile requires us to link to JavaScript files and to CSS files from the jQuery site or from the Google API site. Let's see where they are. If I go to jQuery mobile download, so you can see you can actually download the whole zip file, okay? Or you can do this. You can use the JavaScript and CSS files from jQuery.com itself. Copy and paste snippet for jQuery CDN. CDN is content delivered over network. So you don't have to download the things onto your folder locally. I prefer that for our development, of course. But you can straight away link here. But if you are doing development offline, your computer should be connected to the internet to be able to see the files. So this is CDN, content delivered over network. So the CSS files, the JavaScript files sit there. You can download them. You can see Google also has got the link, so you can link to these instead of linking to code.jQuery. You can actually link to these files. Just bear in mind that min is minified, which means there are no spaces and it's very difficult to read, but it is faster to load. So you have a minified version of the JavaScript and a minified version of the CSS. You can see what the minified version looks like. And the normal version looks a bit more readable. You can see that. So even the JavaScript, you can see that's a bit readable. But if you go to the minified version, that just speeds it up. So you can link to these or you can link to these. Today what we are going to do is, we will just tell Dreamweaver, and Dreamweaver will get the latest depending on when Dreamweaver was published. So mine is probably an older version. I will say local. What Dreamweaver will do is, it will copy the files locally for me. You can use CDN, no problem. I'm just using locally. PhoneGap actually gives you some additional files, so that if you like your web site and application and you want to make it into a native mobile app, something that runs natively on an Android and iPhone, PhoneGap is the way to go. PhoneGap was built with an intention that people with HTML, CSS and JavaScript skills should be able to port their website into a native app. So you can write actually an application in JavaScript and you can port it into a native app. And I did that with just the mortgage calculator bit of my jQuery mobile site, and it works beautifully. What I did was, I installed PhoneGap on my Xcode framework on the Mac, and it gives you a folder with icons. You put the icons, you put your code, and when you publish it, it takes the icons, puts it on the Mac, on the Apple, and Apple actually rounds off the corners. So you give it a rectangular icon, Apple rounds it off, puts a highlight on it, and so PhoneGap basically makes it easier to publish for native apps, something you might want to consider for next semester's projects. So yeah, for now I'm going to click local, and I click on create. So mine is HTML5, yeah, make it HTML5 if yours isn't, but create, and I'll just close this. And it has created this file here. So I'll explain this file. If I go, let me save it, because you can see right now the paths are file, Macintosh, hard drive. So if I just say file, save as, so if I save this as page 1, I might change it to index, I don't know, page1.html. So it's going to actually copy the dependent files into that folder. So you can see it has made a folder for me, jQuery mobile, underneath where my file is. So if I go to desktop, IDM, interactive 2, jQuery mobile class, you can see it's made this jQuery mobile, and it has given me the JavaScript, the minified JavaScript, and the minified CSS. Because it doesn't expect me to modify the CSS. If I want to use another CSS, I will make another CSS on top of it. Question or stretching? Okay. It has also given me some images. Now, let's look at these images. You know those icons? It does throw some set of default icons locally. I can get more icons and put them, and we'll do a session on that as well. You can get more icons. People out there have made so many icons as vectors, as PNG files. You can, usually they'll provide you with a sample file, a CSS file, and a folder with the icons. So you put the CSS file, link it to your code, get the icons, and you use data-icon. So if I use data-icon form check on PNG somewhere, I will get this icon. So let's see. If I try to browse this, just go to Firefox, and you can see that's what it gives me as a starting point. That's my starting jQuery mobile. Page 2, back, page 3, back, page 4, back. Okay? Let's understand this before we jump in and start styling it. Okay? What has it done to this file? What has it given us? It has given us Just put a new title, jQuery mobile class IDM interactive 2. Let's see what it has done here. It has provided a link to the CSS file, the JavaScript file, and another JavaScript file. So there's a jQuery file and a jQuery mobile file. So there are two JavaScript files there. In the body, it has given us, you can see it is only one page. In the body, it has given us one tag, another tag, and the ID of this div tag is page 2. The ID of this div tag is page 3, and the ID of this div tag is page 4. So within the body, it has given us 4 div tags. That's it. Those 4 div tags are the 4 pages. So look at this here, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. This is just one of the ways of creating pages in jQuery mobile. You can, or mobile if you want to call it, you can have separate pages as well. And that's what I want. Only in certain places where you think you want sub pages, you will use this. And if you look at my example that I've created, .com/mobile demo. So you can see if I actually go between pages, that's loans.html and that's index.html. So they are different pages. Okay, but within loans, when I click here, I'm still on loans. Okay, and I've got a back button, and this is like a back button. So the loans page is constructed the way this one is constructed, single page with many tags, but otherwise I've made separate pages. Now these are the things you will start planning when you start planning your assets. You can see how easily it gives us a starting point. There are a few things I want to show you. For example, let me just see what happens here. So if I've got data, if I say data theme equals C, D, is there any difference in the headers? No? We'll make our themes and we'll try and get this working then. So, but that's how you add your data themes. If I say data role, navigation, is it? And you can see the data role also differs. I change the data role to navigation and my links have changed. And if I change that, keep the data role to list view, and I come back here, so again it's different. So you have these different things. There are a couple of things I wanted to show you, and I'll record them on this session. Yes, I had to move my class.
No. Is this 105?
That's fine.
But you moved from there to here.
Because that doesn't have the software.
That's all right. I need some students.
Yeah, that's this class. That's this class over there. His software is going here.
It's what you. We got Corey Avery.
Corey's here.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to call some names out. I want you to come over here. I need to talk to you. Nothing bad. Okay? So, because I know somebody like me come and I said, what is you on? Only good. Okay? Corey Avery, please.